being a woman means you have a superpower. The superpower is you get to grow another human being in you and then give birth to the human being. By the way, your body changes as you're giving birth to the human being. Like hormones are released that make your joints looser, that change your physical structure almost to make it easier to birth the baby. Your pain receptors are blocked in certain ways so that you don't feel the pain as much. You literally get a superpower. Like the last 2 months of your pregnancy, you get a superpower beyond the superpower of being able to actually expand your body to grow a human being inside of it. And then you have a superpower after, which is you can feed a human being with your body, which is just unbelievable. It's incredible. So I watched that for the third time with my newest child, who's gorgeous. Again, thank God. And I thought to myself, now that seems like if you're a woman, you want to brag about like unique things that women can do, that would be it, right? Of all the unique things that women can do. And this is not to say women can't do many of the same things that men can do. Women are brilliant. My wife is a doctor, as I've mentioned 1 million times on this program. And I'm very proud of her for that. But being a doctor is something a man can do, and it's something a woman can do. You know it's something only a woman can do? And not a man who pretends to be a woman or believes he's a woman. Only a woman can do it. Giving birth to and nurturing a child in the way a woman can. Okay, that's a superhero power. It's unbelievable and it's cool. The fact the feminist movement has degraded this is incredible. And the fact that the feminist movement has turned a key indicator of femininity into a mark of Cain. That if you are a woman who gets pregnant and gives birth to children in a married family, you are now bad, right? You've done something wrong. You've betrayed your feminine power. That true power is this doing the same stuff that men can do. True non-power is doing stuff that only women can do. And this is why abortion has become a sacrament, because abortion is a testament to the idea that true femininity is not in your natural capacity to do things that only females can do. True femininity lies instead in your capacity to deny your femininity and then go do the same kind of things that men do. And again, women can do all those things while also having the superpower. These are not mutually exclusive. You can be a doctor and a mother. You can be a comedian and a mother. You can do all of these things. Okay, but instead, abortion has become a sacrament and it is something that's celebrated. So we mentioned that Chuck Schumer rally a little bit earlier. That was the headline. That was not really the headline. The headline should have been what people were saying at this rally, because the left has decided that abortion is not just something that is a necessary evil, which is a bad argument, but at least takes into account the moral gravitas of the act. They've decided that abortion is a positive good. It is something that ought to be cheered and celebrated. Leading that charge was Busy Phillips, an alleged comedian. I say alleged because I've never seen her do anything funny. So Busy Phillips gave a speech at this rally that is the speech of a Bond villain. I'm not kidding. This is a speech. I'll explain in a second. This is a speech of a Bond villain. Here's Busy Phillips explaining why she is so happy she had an abortion at 15.
Sitting in Los Angeles in my beautiful office of my own late night talk show. Soon I would be driving my hybrid car to my beautiful home. I have all of this. All of it. Because I was allowed bodily autonomy at 15.
That is evil. Okay, that's full on evil. Right? Like normally when you hear people talk about the abortions they've had, it's because I wasn't ready to handle a child. Bad reason, but at least not this. Sometimes you hear people say, well, the child wouldn't have been wanted, would have had a bad life. Horrible reason, not this. I'm rich because I killed a baby is one. I mean, Michelle Williams said at the Oscars too. Remember, she said that she was happy that she'd had an abortion because it allowed her to have this acting career. Busy Phil, I mean, that is a Bond villain speech. Right before Bond escapes and then takes down the villain, that's the Bond villain speech. Do you see all of this rich wealth around you, Mr. Bond? View all of the beautiful things around you. Do you see this gorgeous mansion? Do you see my staff of waiters and servants? Do you see the vast grounds of my estate and this vast empire I have built here? Do you see all that? That never would have been possible if I had not murdered all of the natives. Progress is reliant on the death of innocents, Mr. Bond, as you know. As you well know, Mr. Bond. And then you're like, okay, I hope Bond kills that guy. I mean, like, wow, that guy's real bad. Nobody should do anything bad to Busy Phillips, obviously. What she's saying there, horrendous. Evil. Right? If this were a corporate head saying this, you would understand this, right? If a corporate head said, let's call him Michael Bloomberg. Right? Let's call him Michael Bloomberg. If Michael Bloomberg said, you know what? My company wouldn't have been as profitable if I hadn't told women to go get abortions. You'd be like, oh, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing to say. Profiting off the deaths of innocents? Like, that's an awful thing to say. Busy Phillips believing that it's an excuse for her to kill a baby so that she can have a nice office. So I guess that it's proportionate now. So if she had killed like 4 babies, then she'd be a billionaire. Right? That lady would be like Oprah if she'd killed 4 babies. So that was one line from the rally. Other lines from the rally. Okay, so this one is particularly great also. So from the rally, one of these women gets up and she starts saying, let's hear it for women who've had abortions. Woo, big round of applause for killing babies. And then she realizes, wait a second, not only women have abortions, some men have abortions too. How, you ask? Well, because everybody has lost their mind. So she explains that we need to cheer for trans people who have had abortions.
Let's hear it for Senator Schumer! Let's hear it for all the people who have abortions! Let's hear it for our trans folks who have abortions!
Okay. Yeah. Okay, final clip. Rasheda Talib, the execrable congresswoman from Michigan. Just terrible. So she was also trying to explain that people are pro-life because they want to control women's bodies, which has always been the stupidest argument to me in the world. Again, sexist men typically want to control women's bodies, not so they can make babies with them, but so they can have sex with them, right? This is what Bill Clinton said about Monica Lewinsky, effectively. Okay, but Rasheda Talib, she's like, well, if you're going to be pro-life, then maybe you should just not want to have sex with ladies. Okay, but she didn't only say that. She said something. She actually said, I'll give it to her. She said something on which there is wide bipartisan agreement. Here's Rasheda Talib expressing maybe the most bipartisan sentiment that I've heard in the recent past.
And let me tell you, this obsession with our bodies. You know, I in the Michigan legislature for 6 years, used to say to people, yo, you know what? You're so freaking obsessed with what I decide to do with my body. Maybe you shouldn't even want to have sex with me or with you or with any women.
Okay, on Rasheda Talib, done. Wide bipartisan agreement, 100% approval. No one wants to have sex with Rasheda Talib. Everybody's on board. Well done. That is not a case in favor of abortion. I hope you enjoyed that clip from The Ben Shapiro Show. If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you stay up to date on all of our future content.